Very good morning, geometeorologist Jack Drake. We are tracking the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms to move through the area this afternoon. 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. is the main timing window. What kind of threats are we looking at? Particularly worried about the damaging wind threat. It's usually our main threat here in Connecticut, but there is a large hail threat as well today. So I can't rule that out. And I did want to highlight, you'll see it all caps on the graphic, abnormally frequent and vivid lightning. Very concerned about that. It could catch some people by surprise, especially early to mid-afternoon. Some of these storms could produce more lightning than we're used to seeing, and numerous cloud ground strikes. So that's definitely a concern as we head through the day. A couple uncertainties still to note. The exact timing of the storms, the latest models brought them in a little bit earlier. So I moved that timing window up. We're not looking at 1 p.m. We're not looking at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. for initiation. I'm looking earlier in the day. And then how long they last. That cold front really doesn't swing through tonight. So the storms this afternoon are going to be associated with what we call prefrontal trough. And then the main front's going to swing through tonight. So there could be more storms along that main front later this evening. Let me show you what I'm looking at as far as future radar is concerned. All right, so this is noon. You'll notice at noon, we already have strong to severe storms approaching the Hudson Valley on the latest HRRR. This only goes out. This is 6 hours from now. So as we get closer, the models can kind of hone in. I would be worried again. I wanted to move the timing up because of this. A lot of the prefrontal trough energy started to be brought in a little bit earlier. So that's what we're looking at here. By 1 p.m., 2 p.m., you'll notice that the Danbury area here, Western Connecticut, is really getting hit hard. And some of these the scale is pretty much maxed out on what we're looking at for as far as future radar echoes. So that makes me concerned again for that torrential rain, the hail possibility, and that frequent and vivid lightning. So why is that? So some of the science behind that, instead of just looking at the surface, we can look at what's called CAPE. I brought this up a couple times the last couple days. I usually don't really post too many of these maps because it gets overly technical and unless it's really notable. So here's an example where it's really notable. Generally, if I see values 1,500 joules per kilogram or higher in Connecticut, that's notable. So we're already at 2,500. Really start to get close to 3,000 here. And that's like Midwest, Oklahoma, Great Plains territory for severe weather parameters. So definitely a ton of fuel to work with for these storms today. CAPE is really convective available potential energy. It's just thunderstorm fuel, thunderstorm gas, however you want to think about it. What can go into making these storms severe? This is one of the main ingredients. This is when we talk about instability. A lot of times we're talking about CAPE. It's really the same idea. Luckily, there's not a lot of spin in the atmosphere today, or we could be looking at a more widespread, broader tornado threat. I think a lot of the winds are what we call a linear. So there's not a lot of rotation in the atmosphere, but some of those linear winds, again, could bring down strong gusts as those storms move through. So damaging winds still a concern. Can't rule out a brief spin-up tornado, especially if the storm itself starts to rotate on a boundary or anything smaller scale. But the widespread, damaging, violent tornado threat, thankfully, is not there today. We're just looking at more of a damaging wind, a conventional straight line damaging wind threat, and the possibility of a weak tornado. So let's go back to the future radar, and I'll show you what I mean by rounds of storms coming through. So again, first one really starts to impact Western Connecticut about 1 p.m. This is going to move through relatively quickly. So these are quick movers. They're intense, but they're quick movers. But there could be additional rounds here later in the day. So this is all the way now 7 p.m. Litchfield County getting absolutely hammered here, and on into central Connecticut as we get these rounds of storms coming out along the main front. And then everything should clear out for the evening. That was just a loop here. So you're seeing the same radar image again. But again, main hazards, the damaging winds, and the vivid and frequent lightning. That's the message that I wanted to get out today with the video. So thank you for watching. Went a little over I try to stick to the 3 or 4 minute time frame, not ramble on. But I do have a baby in the background. We'll show you quickly. Can you say hi? You heard him. So we are doing our best here to make the best production content possible. You say hi? All right. Well, thank you very much. or grabbing the microphone. Have a great day, and we'll keep you alert to any storms that pop up in the area. Thank you.